Breaking! China's new discovery shocked American scientists with this. The Gobi Desert is the fourth largest desert globally and is eating China slowly, but China employed a simple technique that prevented desertification, and now the whole world is adopting this technique. The severe environment of the Gobi has proven prohibitive to permanently settled settlements throughout history, and few of China's ancient civilizations have made it into the desert. Traders were popular among people who traversed the rough terrain in its early history. The Gobi Desert was no exception for crossing deserts to access potential markets. For commercial reasons, trade routes studded the gravel terrain, connecting the cities of Kalgan, Suzhou, and Beijing. The problem with the Gobi Desert is that it is unsatisfied and wants to expand, changing what was once fertile territory into a dry desert. Currently, 27.4% of China's territory is desertified, affecting over 400 million people. The autonomous area of Ningxia Hui in northwest China has been severely impacted. It has been fighting desertifications for nearly 6 decades, and as of 2010, desertifications had affected 57% of its land area, or 2.97 million hectares. Desertifications threatens to bury villages and damage farms, forcing people to flee their homes. In 7 countries and cities in Ningxia, an $80 million World Bank funding project has been helping to fight desertifications, restore natural vegetations, and implement other environmental protections measures since 2012. The riverbed was raised, and flood risk rose as sand was pushed into the adjoining Yellow River. A 1+4 method of restoring vegetations has been devised based on expertise gained over the past 6 decades and site-specific variables. One denotes the use of a straw checkerboard to secure the land, which serves as the foundations, while 4 denotes spring and autumn planting and spot sowing, container seeding, and broadcast seeding during the wet season. Planting materials have a 70% survival rate, and vegetation cover has been restored to 40%. This has virtually halted the movement of the sand dunes. 6,667 hectares of the desert have been brought under control thanks to this method. Thanks to fast straw checkerboards paired with the grazing prohibitions, a once sandy area in Yanqi County, which is also on the desert's edge, is now lush with trees, grass, and floral bushes. Thanks to the project, more than 21,333 hectares of the desert have been covered by this network of straw checkerboards. 3,333 hectares of grass and shrubs have been planted to create a barrier for the city and critical infrastructure such as the railway and highways, which would otherwise have vanished beneath the sand. Visitors from all around China come to see and experience the desert, which has a thriving tourist business. Meanwhile, local communities benefit from the additional jobs and sources of revenue that the fight against desertifications delivers. For example, Zhao Yanji, the president of a local farmers cooperative that runs a feedstock company, claims that they breed more when his sheep eat Karagana-based fodder. He views Karagana as a promising market and expects to increase output next year. Making straw checkerboards is a rewarding job. From May through August, they employed 700 to 800 farmers to produce straw checkerboards each day. According to Tang Jiming, the project management office head at Zhao Yanji, in just 6 years, they have paid nearly 70 million yuan in salaries and spent 16 million yuan buying straws from farmers. Some farmers even rely on straw checkerboards to make a living. Zhao Yanji's sweet selenium-rich watermelon is a national bestseller and a significant source of income for local farmers. However, after a few years of use, the soil in the gravel mulch watermelon field degrades, prompting the farmers to switch to wolfberry and calcium fruit. Calcium fruit is a calcium-rich fruit that looks like a cherry and thrives on dry sandy soil. China has been so effective in combating the desert spread that its approaches are now being copied worldwide. Desertification is a global problem with far-reaching consequences for biodiversity, environmental safety, poverty alleviations, socio-economic stability, and long-term development. China shares its knowledge and best practices in the battle against desertifications with other countries facing similar issues. Hundreds of foreign authorities and specialists visit Ningxia each year to learn about the local sand control and prevention. This small effort from China gave hope to millions of people. It gave hope not only to people living in China but also those living outside China. This checkerboard method is effective, and because of this method, the whole world can fight desertifications and protect the environment.